Santa Clarita's hometown station, KHTS 341. Make sure you go to hometownstation.com for all the latest and greatest Santa Clarita has to offer. Speaking of the greatest, Santa Clarita has to offer. Special guest, more or less, in studio, Cardon Ellis. He is of Unipest. You are Unipest, right?
Well, me and my dad.
You and your dad?
Yeah.
Is this a legacy thing? Was your grandfather in the pest business?
No, it's really funny. That's a good question. I get that asked a lot because my father, Craig Humphreys, has a different last name than me because technically he's my stepfather legally. Okay. But it is a father and son company. Okay. So I get that question, did your dad drag you into this? No, I actually dragged him into this.
Oh.
He was a total baller, like Price Waterhouse accountant, CFO of a couple of aerospace companies in here, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
And
you dragged him down. You humbled him.
I dragged him into this. It is kind of funny. Well, okay, so he had just his company had left for the East Coast, and he didn't want to go there because his kids were already high school age and everything. So, he took his severance and was going to go elsewhere. I had just come back from living in New York City, and I'd worked for Orkin Pest Control and a couple of other companies for years, and I was really good at it, and he was really good at what he did. And so we'd always joked about starting a company together, but that was it. It was birthed out of Valencia, California, 91355. Yeah. Our first service vehicle was the family Chevy Tahoe.
Nice.
We had a Chevy Tahoe, and our first office was our garage. It was funny because we lived in an HOA where they were giving us flack for the warning pesticide label that we had to stick on our garage to be compliant with California state law.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. It actually became like a thing.
You were allowed to run a business out of your HOA?
Or did they, it was, yeah.
Or did they not know about it?
Well,
and are you about to get in trouble? Are you about to get some fines?
No. Under state law, your office can be your truck. It can be a truck-based business.
Okay.
And so it's just if you have any places where you store it, per se.
Yeah.
And what is a pesticide and what isn't is always the big question. But everybody, just to be hyper sensitive and hyper cautious, just over labels everything.
Oh,
right. So we were kind of in that boat of just out of an abundance of caution, label on our door. But it was pretty funny. Yeah. So we were birthed out of Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
Gosh, like almost over a decade ago. And I dragged my dad into this. So people love my dad when they call. They think he's awesome, and they assume it's a legacy. My grandpa dragged my dad into it, who dragged me into it. But no, it was reverse legacy.
Your family, the Ellises, were fighting pests in medieval times, from what I understand. But it doesn't go back that far.
Technically, it's the Humphreys, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Humphreys. The Humphreys. Okay.
It's a big mix, dude. Yeah. Divorce was hip in the 90s, man. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez. He's Cardon Ellis from Unipest. You can go to unipest.com to learn more about the services they have to offer, including orange oil is the big thing, right?
Oh, it's big right
orange
now.
Orange oil is the way to go.
Bees and orange oil are killing it.
Okay.
That, and then people asking me how to get rid of their bugs in the street, too.
Yeah.
I get that a lot, too.
Okay. Yeah. That's part of your thing. But we want to talk about do-it-yourself pest control.
Yes.
What do people need in terms of do-it-yourself? What are some things you can do? Because I know, actually, so one thing we have at our transmitter here at KHTS is rats. We have rats at the trail, but it's like in the middle of the wilderness and stuff like that. But what are some of the things we could do to reduce pests in our house?
Okay, well, first off, it kind of depends on the past.
This is.
What'd you say?
The hat came off, so this is serious business.
No, it is serious business. Hopefully people aren't watching on Facebook Live as I'm rubbing my face. They're going to think I'm itching from bed bugs or something. Last time I actually had a bee sting on my left arm, right here. If you actually go onto the KHTS website and look up our last interview, I was itching this sting through my shirt.
Okay.
And afterwards, Tori told me that it had made her very uncomfortable because she was afraid that I was itching from bed bugs.
Oh, from bugs that were going to spread all over the studio.
Yeah, she was getting worried, trying to keep her cool on air. Okay. So no, I was actually itching a prominent bee sting from a beehive I'd taken out earlier.
Good.
But first off, I'm a huge fan of the DIY crowd. I'm a DIY guy myself. I love the do-it-yourselfers, and I will forever educate and forever assist anybody attempting to get rid of their own problem for two reasons. One, I just think, a man taking care of his own problems or a woman just taking care of her own problems, just, fighting the good fight. I'm all about it. I'm rooting for you. And second off, pest control stinks so badly, and these jobs are so hard, some of them. I love it when people attempt them, because they all, like 90% of them end up just calling me. So for every 10 people I educate on how to do this, you know what I'm saying, they'll just end up calling me anyway. So, well, here's the big thing right now. Ants are blowing up. Okay. I'm getting calls like crazy, and the truth is water. Find the water.
Find the water that they're going to.
90% of the time, if you go around your sprinkler system, you will realize one of the heads is busted, one of the pipes is cracked, one of the small risers has a hairline fracture in it, and it's leaking tons of water. And these dry desert populations, these pests that are used to about 1 drop of water per month, per week, all of a sudden are having this slow trickle of hundreds of thousands of drops, if you think about it. Okay. And if I had $1 for every time I found a massive Argentine ant infestation inside of a house or a kitchen or inside of a business that was traced back to a bad solenoid sprinkler valve.
Really?
Like a $39 Rainbird sprinkler valve that you buy in Home Depot. I should probably name a more expensive version and better brand. You know, all my landscaper friends out there are like throwing their shoes at the radio. But if I could trace back every, I have done big jobs, emergency jobs for restaurants where health departments were getting on them and so on and so forth, where some $500 restaurant job was traced back to a 50-cent plastic PVC part.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you'd have no idea. So that, a lot of the gimmicks don't work.
Okay.
That you see online, actually. You know.
Okay, that's important. That's important. We should talk about.
I've had people literally say, "Oh, I don't need your services because I can feed the ants cornmeal, and it expands in their stomach and kills them." Like I think for about 1 or 2 that probably works, but the other 200,000 ants,
they figure it out
in the colony. Yeah, they figure it out.
Okay.
But if you ever do get ants in your house, first try just washing everything down with ammonia. Or regular just soap and water, inexpensive products, because that will eliminate the pheromone trail that they use to communicate with each other and to make it back to the hive. And ideally, that will actually make it so they don't invade the rest of your structure, because ants especially, which is the big one right now. Okay, I'd say 7 out of 8 of my calls right now are ants. Believe it or not, you can take a luminescent isotope. Like, you know how auto mechanics will put like a radioactive dye inside of your engine block? And then they'll shine a black light on it to see where the oil's leaking, to see if you got like a cracked frame or a cracked block or something. Okay. Scientists have taken Argentine ants, which is the predominant ant here in not just Santa Clarita, but California. Okay. And in an anthill and an ant nest in Italy, they drop this luminescing radioactive isotope into food. And within 8 days, the ants in Portugal were glowing.
What?
No, sorry, within 8 weeks. I apologize, not days. Within 8 weeks.
Well, either way, that's crazy.
Yeah, the ants in Portugal were glowing because Argentine ants are different than other ants.
What?
Like, you know how if like the Heart High people go into the Canyon High area, they're like, hey, what you doing? What's that jacket?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can tell by that stuff.
Yeah, there's some animosity there, right? Well, in the ant world, even in the same species, if red ant colony A wanders into red ant colony B's territory, they'll fight to the death. Oh. Complete non-cooperation within the species. Argentine ants, totally different. They are like beyond communist. Like Ant A from Area B can go and get food in Area C.
It's a utopian society among the Argentine ants.
Amongst the ants, yes. They all wear the same colors even. You know? But they literally are a 100% cooperative species to such a degree that they can forage for food in one hive, store food in another, and then sleep in the third.
Wow.
It is the craziest thing. So what they believe is that actually all of the ants in Europe, all the Argentine ants, are actually one connected super colony, okay? And they know that all the ants in Japan are one connected super colony. And right now, as we speak, the UC Riverside, and I think it's UCI and UCLA, I can't remember which departments of the UC system, but the UC Systems Entomology Department is hypothesizing and nearly are to the point of proving that all of the ants in California, all the Argentine ants in California, are one massive super colony.
I can't trust a super colony of ants.
Dude, this is a movie waiting to happen, dog. We need to freaking option these rights.
Let's see what we can do about
Ant Mania.
It'll be called Super Colony. That's
Super Colony.
That's what we'll call it. He's Cardon Ellis. How do we find out more information about Unipest?
www.unipest.com, or you can call always, which we prefer, 661-BUG 7575. That's 284-7575.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for keeping bugs out of my house.
Coming to a theater near you.
It's Super Colony.